Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the Grey. Today's video we're going to talk Stack Collecting Kings of War Ambush, and today we're going to take a look at the Northern Alliance faction. Now in this video we're going to go through a talk about all the models that come inside the box set of the Northern Alliance Army box set, and talk about what they do on the tabletop. Now, we'll then look at some other units we can use to expand upon this initial box set as some good next purchases to pick up, before finally finishing off the video with a little sample army of 750 points for you to use as some inspiration for starting your own Kings of War Ambush army. So, with that all said, the Northern Alliance army, first of all we get 30 clansmen. These are the baseline sort of fighters for your army. Now, these are human clansmen we're going to get, and they are pretty solid. So you've got melee 4+, defense 4+, and speed 5. Troops have 10 attacks, while regiments will have 12, and they can be taken in hordes in proper games of Kings of War later, but not in ambush. Now they can be upgraded to Norge Vic Clansmen, which increase the defense to 5+ for a amount of points based on whether they are a troop, regiment, or horde, which is really cool. You know, being able to get defense 5, I think, is just incredibly good. They can also choose to exchange their shields for two-handed weapons, which would lower the defense to a 3+, and gain the crushing strength 2 for free. So this is some other good options as well. Can either go more offensive, can go more defensive, can be, you know, the cheaper option. I think there's really some nice ways to play around with this. And so they've also got an upgrade as well for a bunch of different units, which I should state now, which is called the Snow Fox. This can just simply give the unit +1 attack. This is generally going to be given to a lot of your characters. Now looking into some of the other units, we have the Ice Elementals first of all. These are a large infantry unit with the regiment having 9 attacks at a melee of 4+. They also have a range of 4+, and a defense of 5+ base, which is really nice. Now, they have the Crushing Strength and Shambling special rules, and the Ice Shards are a 10-inch range, piercing 1, steady aim, ranged attack. They've also got a special rule called Frostbite, where if 1 or more points of damage are scored with the unit's Ice Shards attack, the target enemy unit is given the Frozen special rule. Now we then have a hero in this, which can be a Lord or Skald. These are pretty much two different levels of hero. A Skald being a more lower level one, where your Lord is the more higher level sort of chieftain-like warrior. Now they're both pretty good. 2 attacks will be on your Skald, who is a nice 55 points, so a good cheap option, or your Lord at 110 points will get 6 attacks. Now your Lord can choose to take the Snow Fox, while the Skald cannot. And your Lord also has a bunch of abilities like Crushing Strength 2, the Mighty, Very Inspiring, and Wild Charge 1 on top of all the abilities your Skald would get, where he only has Base, Inspiring, and Individual. Though your Skald does have Throwing Axes going for him. That's his thing, with 12-inch range, piercing 1. But you can take the Horn of Winter on your Lord, which gives Aura Wild Charge +1 to infantry and heavy infantry only around him. He can also be mounted on a horse, losing Wild Charge 1 but increasing his speed to 8 and changing to Hero Cav. Now, lastly, we have the Ice King Bolt Thrower, a artillery piece for the Northern Alliance. This has 2 attacks at a 4+ ranged value, 48-inch range, blasty 3, elite range, piercing 2, and the reload. The ice tip bolts as well will be able to provide frozen if they manage to score hits on enemies as well. Now looking at some other units we can use to bring into the force. The first of these are Pack Hunters. These are pretty much your base archers for the army. Now they have a range of 4+, 10 attacks for a troop, and 12 for a regiment. Now they have Stealthy, Thunderous Charge, and Wild Charge in there. They're still Northern Alliance humans. They've still got all those charge bonuses, which is pretty cool. Now they can exchange the short bows for javelins, which are 12-inch range, steady aim, piercing 1, for a random amount of points, depending on the size of the unit. But for me, they are just a nice thing to bring in some good, solid range, another useful range tool to bring into your force. Now looking at monsters, we can go with something like the Cavern Dweller. This has Crushing Strength 3, Life Leech 3, and Strider, so it's got some really cool, fun rules to make out. Life Leech enables it to steal health, Strider is really cool for moving around, and Crushing Strength just gives it some good combat potential. D6 plus 6 attacks with a melee 3+, and defense 5 on this monster is really nice as well. Now, we then have a nice, large cavalry, monstrous cavalry unit of the Frostfang cavalry. These are absolutely awesome on the weird, like, wolf, bear, ram things that they are. So, Frostfang cavalry have 15 attacks for a regiment. And they've got melee 4+, speed of 7 is okay for cavalry, not particularly fast, but crossing strength 2, strider, and wild charge 1 do help them get the movement around and also just be really good at all that charging. Lastly, the Ice Queen. I think she works super nice when you're considering you've already got a couple of units in your army that can freeze stuff. Now, she is a spellcaster too. She has the Ensnare individual and very inspiring special rules, and the Master of Ice special rule as well. When targeting a friendly core, Frostbound units, or enemy units that have the Frozen special rule, this unit can reroll one of the dice that failed to hit with Bane Chant, Heal, Icy Breath, Wind Blast, Surge, or Blizzard. Straight off the get-go, she's got Icy Breath 10, which is nice, so she's going to be able to work nicely with some of your range damage attacks, especially working nicely with that bolt thrower that you have, enabling you to freeze something and then use her Icy Breath to do even more damage. And so here we have our sample army list for the Northern Alliance. Now, for regiments, we've gone with one of Human Clansmen, or upgraded to Norsvik Clansmen. For me, getting to that defense 5, this is always the way that's going to provide a really solid core to your force, enabling you to have a nice solid unit to hold ground. And alongside them, Ice Elementals as well as a regiment are going to provide, two really nice solid units that can make and form your battle line around. Now, troops-wise, we've gone for a Human Clansman troop of Normandy Clansmen. Once again, this is going to provide a decent side buffer. So this is going to be able to move up your flanks and be a nice buffer, protecting the flank of your Human Clansmen or Ice Elementals, and really just watching the flank. That defense 5+ is going to be super useful. Now, we've gone for another troop, bringing in a unit of Pack Hunters as a troop. These are going to provide more mobile shooting support. Now, yes, you have obviously the War Engine that we're about to talk about and the Ice King Bolt Thrower, but the Pack Hunters here are going to provide, like I said, more mobile. It's all that movement benefits that they've got with Strider and Pathfinder that are really going to help it here and provide mobility. The Ice King Bolt Thrower is going to be great in the backfield and provide probably a nice bit of good support to your main battle line in the Human Clansman Regiment and the Ice Elementals. Now, hero-wise, we've got the Lord with the Horn of Winter. I think this is just, a nice, solid, cheap upgrade, just boosting what your army's already doing well. He's also a really solid fighter. And the Ice Queen as well. First of all, absolutely amazing miniature. I think it's one of my favourite miniatures Mantic produced. But also, the fact that we've got that bolt thrower in there, she can provide, that icy breath at the back of the table. I'll do some decent damage with that. But she can also move more forward and be more direct fighting alongside maybe the Ice Elementals. Now, there's definitely some ways you can play around with this particular army list. You can definitely drop that Lord down to a Skald if you want, and find some more points. And this can probably upgrade your Ice Queen if you want with some other magic potential. But if you've been playing with the Northern Alliance, let us know your favourite combos down in the comments below. Love to hear from everyone. And so that is the end of the video. We hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And also drop a comment down below letting us know what you enjoyed about the video. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our little community here, we have a Discord server for Sinful Gaming, which you'll find linked down in the video's description. Also, if you'd like to help support the channel, you can do so either by supporting us on Patreon or YouTube members, both of which are linked down in the video's description, or grab some merch from our Teespring or Ko-fi stores for yourself as well. All these are the best ways to help support the channel. As a special thank you to everyone who does help support the channel in such a way, we'd like to give a shout out to all our Patreons and YouTube members. So, thank you to our Patreons, Christian Weir, Soren, Kenny Lyle, Outer Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, The Rising Ape, Q Dynamic, Anthony B, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Bloobs, Benjamin Swallows, Red Martin, Kevin Bowman, Iron Grinch. And to our YouTube members, Green Roots Gaming, Ronya, Lock Lorick, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Wolfric Nick, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nico Fire, Robin Mankiller, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, John Castle, Davis Weir, James South, David Crozier, and Dylan Areno. And lastly, a special thanks to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork for the channel, and a special thanks to all the mods that help with our Discord server and all the people that come on the regular to help with everything on the YouTube channel. Thank you all once again for watching. Stay safe, everyone. Stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.